The National Wrestling Alliance, featuring champions from throughout the continental United States. And now to your host, world-renowned wrestling commentator, Gordon Soley.
Thank you. Thank you so very, very much, and welcome to another hour of Continental Championship Wrestling, coming to you direct from the Bulkwell Auditorium. This is Continental Championship Wrestling, sanctioned by the National Wrestling Alliance, and we indeed have a sterling lineup of competitors for you during this next hour. We're going to be seeing Steve and Tommy Rich in action. As you remember, of course, last week they lost the Southeastern Tag Team title, and they are a fired-up team. We're going to be seeing Roy Lee Welch against Tim Horner. We're going to be seeing the return of Scott Armstrong, plus a host of other great matches, all upcoming during this next hour of Continental Championship Wrestling. And now, getting set to go for our first match, and let's go to the ring and our ring announcer, Freddie Miller.
Thank you very much, Gordon. Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the ring, the tag team of Snake Brown. His partner, the diminutive but powerful Invader. Snake Brown and the Invader at a combined weight of 490 pounds. Brown and the Invader. Gentlemen, now entering the ring, led by the intern, the exciting tag team of Steve Armstrong and Mr. Music USA, Wildfire Tommy Rich. One fall with a 10-minute time limit. One fall, 10.
Steve Armstrong and Tommy Wildfire Rich moving out against the Masked Invader and Snake Brown. And they, I will say this about Rich and Armstrong, they are a very, very angry tag team combination after what occurred last week when they lost the Southeastern Tag Team Championship to a team that I have to admit is very clever. Leapfrog on the Invader. Catches the Invader. Good leapfrog by Armstrong. Armstrong catches him. Full body slam on the Invader. And it's Armstrong. Good. A standing drop kick. And a spin under takedown by Armstrong. Tag is made, and Tommy Wildfire Rich moves into the ring. Rich using the elbow effectively across the biceps and triceps of the Invader. Snapmare to an inside armbar. Take a second right now to say a special hi to Doc Haskins, 70 years young in Knoxville, Tennessee. Doc is in tremendous physical condition, I can guarantee you that. All right. Snake Brown in the ring now. Snake Brown in the ring. And we'll gather this one by visual observation. There's our monitor back. Thank you. And so it's Tommy Wildfire Rich catching Snake Brown. Now, Steve and Tommy catching the Snake coming off the ropes. I said, they're a fired-up team. They want to regain those Southeastern Tag Team Championships, now currently held by gorgeous Jimmy Golden and luscious Robert Fuller. Snake Brown circling the ring. He's got a very determined Steve Armstrong after him, so Snake Brown decides to tag up. So the Invader moves in. Well, you talk about newcomers coming into the area. Aha, good move by Armstrong. Atomic knee drop, and the Invader comes back, swings wildly, misses. Blocked with another atomic knee drop. All right, Snake Brown tagged in. And so, Tommy Rich tags in. Tommy Wildfire Rich catching him. Snake Brown outside the ring. Rich right after him. Rich smashing him into that steel guardrail. Something happening outside the ring. Snake Brown being assisted back to his feet. Brown starts to move in. Rich catches up with him. Vertically suplays him back into the ring. Brown in a lot of trouble now. And so, Armstrong moves back in. Armstrong almost took his head off. Beautiful drop kick. Armstrong connecting with a couple of hard right hands. Snake Brown backing away. Made the tag. The Invader moves in the ring. The Invader drives the knee to the midsection. The Invader catches him with a hard right hand. Another hard right hand, and a third. And a fourth. The Invader had things going his way, still does. Full body slam. Armstrong comes off the ropes. Ripping right hand, another crashing right hand, and another. Once again, the tag is made. Here comes Tommy Wildfire Rich. Caught him with a vertical body block. Checking those shoulders, he had one up.
5 minutes gone by in the match.
Rich catches him once again. Tommy Rich catches him with a side headlock. Tommy Rich keeping... Belly to back suplex by the Invader. Could have Rich in trouble. The Invader catching him 3 times now with the back of the elbow. Full body slam on Tommy Wildfire Rich, the Invader. Moves up on that second ring rope. Rich rolls to one side. Rich, a good headbutt, makes the tag with Steve Armstrong. Steve Armstrong moves out against the Invader. Snake Brown moves out. Now it's Rich and Armstrong both in the ring. And they are each bent for leather, if you know what I mean. And it's the Invader and Snake Brown. And it's Steve Armstrong catching him. Perfect lariat. As Rich kept Snake Brown tied up, it was Steve Armstrong scoring the pinfall, perfectly executed. And for the word now, here is Freddie Miller.
Ladies and gentlemen, a time of 6 minutes, 22 seconds. There are your winners, Wildfire Tommy Rich and Steve Armstrong. Rich and Armstrong.
Frank the Thumper Lancaster has deserved and has really earned the title of the Thumper. It was not too terribly long ago that he suffered some injuries at the hands, feet, elbows, shoulders, and everything else of one Chrome Dome Jerry Stubbs.
You know, you're right, Gordon. It seems that a lot of things that I did in the past weren't accepted by these people, but now I'm sure they've accepted the way I've come to be, the way I should have been a long time ago. You know something, Mr. Chrome Dome? It was quite evident that what you did to me, you personally tried to injure me. You tried to break my neck. You severely lacerated my head. And the only thing that I can remember is And there's no doubt in my mind, that's all that's on my mind, is you tried to cripple me. There's no apparent reason why you did this.
We're taking a look at it right here, Frank, and this is the thing that...
right here, Gordon,
yep.
you see it yourself right there. He deliberately tried to cripple me by putting me upside down on the cement. That would kill. I'm so lost for words. It's so hard to explain, Gordon.
Well, let me just say this. First of all, that's a brain buster. It's been outlawed in many parts of the United States. He claims it's a vertical suplex, and it obviously is not. That is a brain buster.
Well, without a doubt, there has to be a brain buster because the National Wrestling, I'm sure it's not sanctioned that they allow stuff like this. And I just don't know what to say, but Mr. Stubbs, when I get my hands on you again, you can bet the only thing that's going to be on my mind is to do the same thing that you did to me, because I'm going to try to break every bone in your body.
Well, I can certainly understand that, and all I can say is, Thumper, I know everybody out there in the audience is wishing you well as we are here. Tell you what, there is a brighter side to the coin, however, because as you know, it was indeed Brad Armstrong who defeated Jerry Stubbs for that Continental title. I know that made you very happy.
You better believe it did, Gordon. I'm going to tell you what, that title is in the right man's hands where it belongs. The people know who the true champion is, and it's that one Brad Armstrong, and I'm just glad that I had part to do with that. And Stubbs, you just better watch yourself, because your stupidity can get you beat one more time again when I get in the ring with you.
All right, tell you what, let's go back in time now and take a look at the moment when Brad Armstrong defeated Jerry Stubbs for the Continental Championship. Stubbs on that second rope. Armstrong back on his feet. Stubbs caught him with a lariat. It's all over. It's all over. Stubbs has successfully defended his title. I cannot believe it. Wait a minute, what is that? The Thumper outside the ring doing something with the referee. Stubbs now distracted. He got a pinfall. Brad Armstrong has just won the Continental title, but brother, he just paid the price. And so did the Thumper. It is Frank Lancaster. Really caught from behind by Jerry Stubbs. Lancaster just cost Stubbs the title. Stubbs now wreaking havoc with everybody around. Stubbs now beating a hasty retreat from the ring area. Well, Frank the Thumper Lancaster wants Jerry Stubbs. Jerry Stubbs wants to regain his title. Brad Armstrong will give him that opportunity, I'm sure. We'll be back with more action after we pause for these words.
Tuesday, July 29th, 8:30, Lavender Coliseum, Columbus, Mississippi. 7 big matches. Southeastern Championship. Wildcat Wendell Cooley against Exotic Adrian Street with Miss Linda handcuffed to Greg Cooley. Southeastern Championship. No seconds for either team when Fuller and Golden clash with Wildfire Tommy Rich and Steve Armstrong. Special event. The Intern against Dr. Tom head-to-head. Continental title. Brad Armstrong against Jerry Stubbs, plus 3 other matches in Columbus.
Let's take a moment now to talk about wrestling coming up in Columbus, Mississippi. That'll be at Lavender Coliseum on Tuesday, July 29th. We'd also like to remind you, Tuesday, July 22nd, wrestling in Millport, Alabama. And I might just point out that it will be Mr. Perfect himself, Jerry Stubbs, against Brad Armstrong, the Continental title.
Well, let me let you in on something, Gordon. Before I get to Columbus, Mississippi, and I'm going to be the only one to show up in Columbus, Mississippi, because Brad Armstrong, don't you plan on making it? Because I'm going to get rid of Frank Lancaster. I'm going to get rid of you and the rest of your family if I have to. But you got something that belongs to me, and you got it. You know, he didn't win it, Gordon. You know he didn't win it, and he couldn't win it without anybody's help.
Well, we're going to find out about that. I'll tell you what, Freddie Miller has Brad Armstrong. Let's see what's going on.
I've got the new champion, Gordon. How about Columbus, Mississippi, Brad, on the 29th?
Tuesday the 29th is the starting time of 8:30 there in Columbus, Mississippi. And take a good look, Jerry Stubbs, because it's about as close close as you're going to get to the Continental title again. You know, I told you it was just a matter of time before the Continental title came back home, and I did it. And in Columbus, Mississippi, you say it's going to be your last shot. I'm going to tell you right now, it's your last shot. Make the dead level best of it, son, because I'm going to crack that chrome dome for you.
The champ is ready, Gordon. Back to you.
Well, sir. You know, when I drop him on his head, Gordon, like I said, don't look for one Brad Armstrong to be in Columbus, Mississippi.
We're going to find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match went fall with a 30-minute time limit for the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger at 224 pounds, here's Roy Lee Welch. Roy Lee Welch. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is the champion, the United States Junior Heavyweight Champion at 222 pounds, White Lightning himself. Here's Tim Horner. Tim Horner. Your referee is Ron West. This is for the title.
I just want to make one thing perfectly clear. You're not going to back out. This is a title match. You are man enough to put it against the king. Title match.
And satisfied. Now here's Gordon.
Well, some immediate dispute here with Roy Lee Welch and Tim Horner talking about the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Championship belt. And, brother, they lock it up in a hurry. You talk about two proud young lions. You've got them here. Look at this ride by Roy Lee Welch. And look at Horner break it up. Roy Lee outside the ring. Roy Lee right back in there. Hey, wait a minute. They've thrown away the rule book now. It's Horner catching him in, and he drops Roy Lee Welch. And Welch complaining about the fist, but I think I saw him throwing some fists as well. All right, gentlemen, back to the ring, and remember, the name on the marquee is Wrestling. Wrestling. Both of these men are more than capable. Horner currently holding the championship. Roy Lee Welch, who made this statement last week, and I have to agree with him, he was never defeated for the title. He suffered a knee injury and was forced to forfeit the title when he could not defend it within the 30 days. However, his philosophical attitude toward the sport certainly now leaves a lot to be desired. Good move. Looks like a Sullivan bar by Horner on Welch with an underhook on the other arm. Now has a hammerlock. And it's Welch coming back to his feet. Series of reversals here, and then Welch utilize that elbow very effectively. That, however, I don't think was the inside of the fist. Ooh, brother. Welch caught him. I thought he had a bad knee, or a knee that was a little bit tender. Certainly didn't look like it there. Welch brings him out, full body slam. Welch up on that second ring rope. Horner coming up rather slowly. Here comes Welch. Catches him with everything he's got. Vertical. Horner right on the belt line of Roy Lee Welch coming in. Horner catches him again. Welch double over. Welch delivers a hard one under the ear. One right to the breadbasket. Irish whip off the ropes. Caught him with an elbow coming off the ropes. Roy Lee Welch very much in charge of things now. Welch closing in on his man, has Horner over the ropes. Roy Lee Welch referee is C. Ronald West. Anyway, he's the man who can help you if you want to have wrestling in your area. You belong to a fraternal organization or a civic organization. Just get a hold of C. Ronald West at the number you see displayed. Ooh! Roy Lee Welch. Horner fires in the midsection. Horner fires again. Welch hanging on. Horner in trouble. Horner coming up rather slowly. Welch right there waiting for him. Beautiful belly-to-belly souffle. Horner powers away from it. That was well executed. That was the very move that defeated Chris Taylor in the Olympics to the East German. Horner back to his feet now, may have Welch in trouble. Welch backing away. Horner closes in. Horner moves up, catches him, clipping right hand. An elbow that catches Welch coming off the ropes. Welch in trouble.
5 minutes gone by, and 25 minutes remaining.
5 minutes gone by, 25 remaining. And, good move. Welch got him. Those feet were way in the air, but Welch got him. Welch got him. Couldn't tell. Wait a minute, there goes Welch. But those feet looked like they were up on the ropes. Apparently they were. The referee's gone for it. And it is Horner getting the pinfall. Horner getting the pinfall. Ooh, wait a minute. Roy Lee Welch catching him with that belt. Roy Lee Welch thinks he's won the match. He thinks he's won the match. Caught Horner with the belt. The referee is raising Horner. Roy Lee doesn't seem to care. And, ooh, man. If that didn't break his jaw, nothing will. Roy Lee Welch tying Horner up in those, referee trying to separate him, but he's got Horner tied up in those ring ropes. And it's Roy Lee Welch giving an undeserved beating. And now Roy Lee Welch running from the ring. Roy Lee Welch absolutely running from the ring. And Tim Horner has been humiliated like I've never seen before in my life. Well, a hollow, hollow victory here. But for the official word, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time of 6 minutes, 9 seconds. The winner, and still U.S. Junior Heavyweight Champion, Tim Horner. Tim Horner.
Showdown match upcoming between Tim Horner and, of course, Roy Lee Welch. And the big question on everybody's mind right now is the junior championship.
Well, I don't know the belt, you know, Gordon. I don't know where the belt is. Somebody stole the belt.
Now, wait a minute. You had the belt. You didn't win the belt, but you had the belt.
I am the champion. I should have the belt, but I don't have the belt. Some thief must have stole it. I don't know where the belt is, Gordon. All I know is that when I go out there and meet that Mr. Tim Horner, he's going to be in for a fight because I am the champion, I am the king, and I should be the man with the belt. If I had it, I'd be showing it on TV right now.
Well, that's an interesting observation. Freddie Miller's with Tim Horner right now, and I don't think Tim Horner has the belt.
Well, I don't have it.
Well, thanks, Gordon. I am here with Tim, and I know you're steamed, and I don't blame you, but it appears the belt is missing.
Appears it's missing. Bull. You saw it just like everybody else. He was the last man with that belt. He walked out of the ring with it. And let me tell you something. That belt's not missing. That's the only way he could win that belt was to steal it. Let me tell you something, Roy Lee. You've done everything. You even tried to pull the wools over my eyes first. Then you tried to hook my tights and win the belt. Couldn't do it. What's he do? Steal the belt. Well, you're not going to get a title. You just dumbed yourself right out of any title match that you might get, Roy Lee. Let me tell you something. You talk about being the king, uncrowned king. I guarantee you when it's all over with, you'll be crowned, but it ain't going to be king. I'm going to crown you with this, Jack.
Tim Horner ready for the showdown battle with Roy Lee Welch. And he says, well, it appears it's missing.
That's bull.
He's going to do something about it. He knows who took it, and he intends very much to get that U.S. heavyweight, that junior title back, and that belt. So you're ready.
He's probably got it home under his pillow somewhere sleeping with it, but that's the only way he could win it, or to get that belt, was to steal it.
Thank you, Tim. Back to you, Gordon.
No, he can't. He can't do that, Gordon. He can't take the title matches away from me. I'm the champion. He has no right to even talk like that. I'm the champion. He can't take any title match away from me. I don't have the belt.
We're going to find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, this event one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Appearing here at Boutwell for the first time, introducing at 250 pounds, here's Mike Headley. Mike Headley. Stand by for his opponent on one of wrestling's most famous families. Here comes Scott Armstrong. The referee is Ron George. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Headley's opponent in the tradition of the Armstrongs, Scott.
I'll tell you what, they're not wasting any time. And it is Mike Headley going after Scott the Super Kick Armstrong. And the Bullet has joined me here. And Scott, of course, has been absent for some time. If I remember correctly, it was the Tennessee Studs group that injured his leg.
That's right. They used a full leg lock on him, but Scott's coming back now. He's been training real hard. And this man's in pretty good shape. I think Headley jumped him, but you can see Scott Armstrong now. He's firing up. And, brother, he's ready to do battle. He's been training real hard. I've been over to my friend Bob Armstrong's house, and I've watched Scott go through some training methods, and he's ready for action, brother. And you can see that right now by the way he's carrying it to this big man. This man must outweigh Scott by 50 pounds. But, you know, there's always been an old saying, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. And, Scott, that's his motto, brother. And you can see right now he's taking it too heavily.
There's certainly no question about that. Scott Armstrong, but, brother, I'll tell you what, he is taking on a big, tough, rugged barroom brawler in this man, Headley, Mike Headley. There's that super kick, and he got him. He got him, a super kick. Paid off, and, brother, I'll tell you, those legs are back in shape.
I'll tell you this, Gordon, when he puts that super kick on him, it's just about all over. Good knock Haskins and knock Tennessee, who knows more about physical fitness and finger than most people do in a lifetime, and he sure helped the Bullet stay in shape. Talking about conditioning, we got some people coming back into this area. One called the Dirty White Boy, who's known far and wide and a national reputation. Also a man called Dutch Mantell, who's supposed to be king of the bull rope. Now, I don't know what that means, but when he gets here, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, king of the bull whip, right, and also Kevin Sullivan. Tell you what, let's very quickly get the official result on that match, and then we'll talk some more.
All right, Gordon, to the time of 1 minute, 11 seconds. The winner, Scott Armstrong. Scott Armstrong.
Well, you can hear the tremendous response here at the Boutwell Auditorium. You know, we're talking about some strange things going on. This episode that happened between Roy Lee Welch and Tim Horner leaves a lot to be desired. Also, we've got a situation with Wendell Cooley and the exotic Adrian Street.
That's right, and Wildcat Cooley's pretty hot about it. He's ready to do some clawing, if you know what I mean, like Wildcats do. And we got a match coming up between these two, and I'm just wondering what the outcome will be there. These two men who have had a feud going for quite some time. Adrian Street, who's a man who's a real pretty type guy, but a man who was a middleweight champion of England, who knows how to wrestle. And you got Wildcat Cooley, who's a southern-born, southern-bred thoroughbred, who knows how to kick your booty in a Minnesota minute, too.
There's certainly no question about that. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're looking for those two people to appear in the ring, and just as quickly as we do, we'll get that match underway. But you know, you were talking about Dutch Mantell, the master of the bullwhip. He is a dangerous individual indeed.
Very dangerous. Also, Kevin Sullivan, who's a heavy guy. Now let's go to this match.
Yeah, let's go to the ring, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, stand by for action. Outstanding match coming up on Continental Championship Wrestling. gentlemen, now entering the ring, Wildcat Wendell Cooley. Wendell Cooley. We are awaiting his opponent.
To do to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wendell Cooley's opponent at 228 pounds. Here is exotic Adrian Street. Adrian Street. 1 fall 30.
Okay, the exotic Adrian Street getting set to move out against Wildcat Wendell Cooley. And I notice something rather strange here. I don't see Miss Linda at ringside. That is most unusual. Exotic Adrian Street taking off his own. And Cooley wasting no time. Cooley catches him. He Pearl Harbored him. He's got the sleeper hold on him. Wildcat Wendell Cooley has the sleeper hold on the exotic Adrian Street. And it was Cooley, of course, who got that belt back, but it was pinned. And that has thoroughly enraged Cooley, and it's pretty obvious here. You can tell that he has one thing in mind for the exotic Adrian Street, and that is total and complete destruction. How much longer Street can maintain consciousness is an interesting point, because Cooley is really clamping down. He must not be directly across that carotid artery, because it is Street battling his way back to his feet. Got to hand it to Street here. Cooley let him take the brunt of that right into the turnbuckle. Cooley explodes with the right hand. And once again, he clamps the sleeper on the exotic Adrian Street. Street trying to break away from it. Cooley now has a sleeper and a full body scissors. He's going to cut off the oxygen supply and the blood supply here. Nope, they're into the ropes. Into the ropes. Referee will be calling for a break here. Exotic Adrian Street still on the canvas. You've got to watch him, though. He's an extremely clever individual. Cooley now. Street back into the... And Cooley catches him across that abdominal wall. Street suddenly connects. Street now trying to turn the tables on Wildcat Wendell Cooley. Lateral press. Cooley powers out before the count. Street right back to him, and Street connecting. This man was the European middleweight amateur wrestling champion. Now punishing the lumbar section of the back. Catching him around that axis vertebrae. Is Street now. He took everything Cooley had to offer and then came back and is now dishing it out. Now Cooley is partially outside the ropes. The referee trying to get him to break. Cooley took matters into his own hands. Tell you one thing about Mr. Cooley. East Texas, North Texas, South Texas, or West Texas, Cooley is going to give you a run for your money. Cooley staggered that time by Street. Street driving his knee right between the shoulder blades. More punishment in that thoracic area. Street now really punishing Cooley. And Cooley has not been able to get it back together. Cooley in trouble. On the mat. Coming up slowly. Street catches him again and again. Street has his own set of problems right now. Now Cooley catches him with an elbow. Cooley now suddenly explodes. Cooley sets him up. Goes for the abdominal stretch. The referee knocked to one side. Street broke that abdominal stretch. Cooley catches him once again. Cooley gives him an Irish whip. Cooley catches him with a mule kick. The exotic Adrian Street knocked from the ring. Now it's Cooley trying to set him for a hot. Wait a minute. It was Miss Linda. Miss Linda tripped up Cooley. Tripped him up. Miss Linda tripped up Cooley as he went to deliver a vertical suplex. The exotic Adrian Street fell on top of Cooley, and they got the pinfall. They got the pinfall. There was no question about interference there. However, here's the word from our ring announcer.
In a time of 5 minutes, 13 seconds, the winner, exotic Adrian Street. Street, the winner.
Have you ever heard of Jim Walter? No, Jim's not a wrestler. As a matter of fact, he'll help to keep you from wrestling with the problems of building a home on your property. You see, Jim Walter is a home builder and has been for over 30 years. Built over 250,000 homes, enough to make a pretty fair-sized city. But the point is, he can build for you and help you to save money. Over 20 models built to almost any stage, from the shell home, unfinished inside, to one that is 90% complete. Cut your costs by doing some of your own inside finishing. Financing? Only 10% fixed annual percentage rate with no down payment to qualified property owners. Compared to most other financing, this low percentage rate alone will save thousands of dollars and cut years off your monthly mortgage payments. Call 1-800-4-WALTER or stop by a display park for complete information. Jim Walter at 2209 Highway 45 North, also in Tupelo and Tuscaloosa.
Well, a most unusual situation has arisen now here on Continental Championship Wrestling. Wildcat Cooley goes up against the exotic Adrian Street, but it will be Miss Linda handcuffed to Wildcat's brother Greg Cooley.
He's always squawking and squeaking about something, isn't he? Always stipulations and things like that. Ever since I put that dress on him, he's been acting like an old woman, like an old barmaid or something. And how uncouth for Miss Linda, a lady of culture, to be handcuffed to his brother, a barn boy that hasn't got the brains to sort of bale hay or whatever those country bumpkins do. How dare they? I mean, I suppose he's like one of the Cuddly brothers. Do you think that Miss Linda is going to worry about being handcuffed to the likes of that? I'm going to have to fumigate her. I'm going to have to wash her and scrub her down. I mean, did you see how much weight Miss Linda lost when she was with those people?
Thank you so very much.
We have a name for country food. You know, this country cooking, we call it dog food.
Well, I thought you were going to call it Scotch eggs, Freddie.
Well, thank you, Gordon. I'm with Wildcat Wendell Cooley. You heard the announcement now. Miss Linda's going to be handcuffed to your brother. Do you think that'll solve the problem between you and Street?
Well, Freddie Miller, I know it's going to solve the problem because that's the only person I know I can put 100% true faith in.
He's 6 foot, 245 pounds, and these people know that he's been a professional. He's been down this road, and I know that's going to solve all my trouble because Miss Linda is my #1 problem, if you know what I'm talking about. Every time I get that sissy beat, here she shows up with a crutch or a spray can or something. She stole my belt and she returned it back pink. That's why I don't have it now, Freddie. It's under reconstruction. And whenever my brother puts her in her place, I'm going to put you in your place, Adrian Street, and put you under a little bit of reconstruction.
Thank you, Wildcat. Gordon?
A healthy retort.
Ever since I put a dress on him, he's been acting just like a female dog.
I think enough has been said. We'll find out when these two clash.
Well, Tommy Rich, Steve Armstrong, and the intern have joined me. They have a very special message they'd like to pass along to the Southeastern Tag Team Champions. They want, first of all, for all of you to see just exactly how that championship changed hands. Let's take a look.
5 minutes gone by in the match. 5 minutes.
5 verticals to play.
25 minutes remaining.
Press. Looking good. Catches him with a sweeper. He's got the sweeper hold. Fuller tried to interfere, and that's broken up by Tommy Rich. Steve Armstrong tripped up the intern. Catches up with Dr. Tom. We've got them battling in and out of the ring. And so the intern, Dr. Tom, battling it out outside. Look at this battle going on outside the ring. Caught Armstrong from behind. Armstrong unaware of it. We've got new tag team champions. We have new tag team champions. They are indeed luscious Robert Fuller and gorgeous Jimmy Golden. Well, I think that speaks for itself.
You know, Hank said one thing right, brother. I've been down, but never like this before. You know, the intern, myself, 6-man tornado match, no interference. All of us in the ring at the same time. I think it's going to be a different story.
We won't be satisfied until we carry them all three out on a stretcher. That's what we want to do.
All three out on a stretcher. You heard it. We've got a match in the ring. Let's go to Freddie Miller.
Thank you, Gordon. It's a 6-man tag team event. Introducing at a combined weight of 677 pounds, Al Scott, Tim Harvey, and the Eliminator. The Eliminator. Here come their opponents. This is a 6-man tag. Ladies and gentlemen, at a combined weight of 703 pounds, 703, their physician, Dr. Tom, gorgeous Jimmy Golden, and Robert Fuller, the new Southeastern Tag Team Champions.
Okay, 1 fall, television time remaining. 6-man tag. And brother, Richard is wasting no time. For this group, the Eliminator, Al Scott, and John Harney, and you talk about, well, all 6 of them in the ring right now. Here comes Fuller. You've got bodies flying all over the place. You're going to hand it to these Southeastern Tag Team Champions. They are a double tough combination. And along with Dr. Tom Pritchard, they got the pinfall. They got the pinfall in what I would consider to be almost record time in a 6-man tag. Let's turn now for the official word on this final match.
In a time of 35 seconds. 35 seconds, there are your winners. Fuller, Golden, and the intern.
Tuesday, July 29th, 8:30, Lavender Coliseum, Columbus, Mississippi. 7 big matches. Southeastern Championship. Wildcat Wendell Cooley against Exotic Adrian Street with Miss Linda handcuffed to Greg Cooley. Southeastern Championship. No seconds for either team when Fuller and Golden clash with Wildfire Tommy Rich and Steve Armstrong. Special event, The Intern against Dr. Tom head-to-head. Continental title, Brad Armstrong against Jerry Stubbs, plus 3 other matches in Columbus.
Hey, let's take a moment now to talk about Wrestling Tuesday, July 22nd. Millport, Alabama. That's Millport, Alabama. Some great action coming up. And then these 3 gaggling geese will be in Columbus, Mississippi. 7 big matches in all. I did not call them geeks. I said they were geese because they sound like a gaggle of them.
Well, let me just say this. Have you ever seen a better-looking doctor since Springfield left TV? I'll tell you one thing. The intern's got to wear a hood because he know he can't beat me. But I'll tell you this. In Columbus, Mississippi, at the Lavender Coliseum, everybody's talking about the intern being so big and bad. Well, you saw Jimmy Golden. You saw Robert Fuller kick the dog stuff out of Tommy Rich and Steve Armstrong. I'm going to take care of the intern. Once and for all, then I'm going to be the only doctor in town.
Well, there's a special word.
Thank you, Gordon. Okay, Columbus, Mississippi, it's you against Dr. Tom head-to-head. The other 2 wrestle later in a tag match.
That's right, Freddie. You know, so let me tell you something, Dr. Tom Pritchard. You're the most bogus doctor I've ever seen in my life, and you're not going to be able to hide behind Robert and Jimmy, your 2 big boys. You know something? It's me and you, 1-on-1, baby. And when I get you in the ring, I'm going to tear you apart.
Don't forget Wildfire, big night. You'll get Fuller and Golden.
Congratulations about 7 big matches. Crazy time. Tag titles. We're coming after them, Jack.
All right, it's July 29th in Columbus, Mississippi. Lavender Coliseum, a great night. Well, our time for this hour of Continental Championship Wrestling is just about over. A lot of things to talk about. New champions, Fuller and Golden regaining their title, if you will, in a rather nefarious way. Lots of new great competitors coming this way. The master of the bullwhip, Dutch Mantell, the dirty white boy, and, of course, the very, very strange and somewhat mystical Kevin Sullivan. Then we also have the situation of the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Championship, a belt that belongs to Tim Horner. But the last time we saw that belt, it was in the hands of Roy Lee Welch, the man who claims he was never beaten for it, and, in fact, he never was. But I didn't understand that was a title match. However, he seemed to think it was a title match. Nonetheless,
Gordon, let me
all right. All right.
Now, maybe I was a little hesitant in taking that belt, but I thought that I had won that title. I mean, I had pinned the guy. I had heard the referee count 1, 2, 3. I thought that I had won the belt. Now, I did it. I took it back to the dressing room, and then I was informed that I didn't win the belt, that he had actually beaten me. Well, I was going to return the belt. Yeah. I went looking for somebody. I came back. A thief came, and they stole the belt from me. It was missing. I came back to the exact place that I put the belt, and it was missing, Mr. Solik.
Don't you have a private dressing room?
I've got a private. Anybody can walk in the dressing room when I'm out here and walking around. I came back and looked in the exact spot, and it was missing, Mr. Solik. Now, I don't know who took it. There's some thief. It's probably that Tim Horner in there that did it, because some thief came into the dressing room right to the spot where I left it and stole that belt.
Well, Mr. Welch, now, you were the last person seen with
That's right. I was the last person, and I must say that I did take the belt because I thought I had won it. Mm-hmm. Understandably, I heard the 1, 2, 3 count.
Okay.
I thought it was a title match. I won the belt. So what do you want me to do? What is it?
Whoa, wait a minute, wait a minute.
You don't have any business out here. Whoa!
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. Hey, wait just a second. Well, yeah, break it up, please. Let's get this thing broken up, please. Well, our time is gone, and it's a good thing it is, because this battle is a long way from being... Let's get some people out here to break this thing up, please. Please, our time is completely gone until next week. Gordon Solik saying so long.